Swing's feeling good. Body's starting to move now. Range here at TaylorMade is looking unbelievable. This is the best time of day for me. Nice and early in the morning, tucked out the way, in the top corner, behind the flick tee here at the TaylorMade headquarters. It doesn't get much better than this. And I thought, perfect time to bring you guys some off-season work that is essential. And I'm going to explain it in a way that you can understand it, hopefully, and it can help you improve. It can help you buy the right golf clubs. It can help you get the right grips on those golf clubs. It can help you ask the right questions. Once again, welcome to Tour Truck Tuesday. My name is Chris Trott. I work for TaylorMade Golf. Fortunately, to come out here and use this facility and bring you these videos. If you like what you see, hit subscribe and follow. I do try to upload once a week when I'm not out working on tour, doing various other things, helping other people with their golf games. I have been playing a few golf tournaments with some guys that are new to the game. I understand it. Middle-aged blokes, 30 years old, getting into golf, been playing football or soccer their whole lives as kids, and they want to start playing golf, and they've got some ability, and they come out here, they don't take a lesson, they get hold of a golf club however they think they need to hold it, and they advance the golf ball where they want it to go. But it's only going to get you so far, which is why this video has been put together to help those guys and to help anyone out there who's never really had any key guidance on the grip and how you connect with that golf club. It's the only thing that connects you with the golf club. It's the most important thing out there. And there is a way in which your hands connected together, be it what's called interlock, overlap, ideally. There is another grip version called the baseball, the split hand, that I see loads of beginners getting into. But if you can grip it from the get-go, because grip changes are horrendous, they're difficult to do. So, first checkpoint, and I've gone through this. These are called alignment sticks. You want to have them parallel left to your target. So at the moment, I'm just loosening up, and I'm just hitting balls out there towards, there's a blue checkered flag in the middle of that lot. Okay, it's going parallel left. I don't need the second one for now. What I mean by parallel left is this is called the face. This hits the ball. This points at your target. You want your feet to go parallel left to this. So the space between the alignment stick and your feet needs to be equidistant. Now why, Trotty? Why are you talking about alignment if we're going to talk about grip? Because grip impacts it all, to be honest with you. You want, for a start point, you don't want to be holding this grip as if you're knocking nails into a wall. If you've got a wall and you're going to bang nails in, your missus has got you out there putting picture frames into the wall. I know it happens in our house all the time. You take the hammer and you hold it in the flat part of your hand and you bang away because you need the wrist to stay solid. In a golf swing, and I don't want to get into people having to think about this stuff, but you want your wrists to be able to move through the swing, flexion and extension. You want them to be able to get into positions through the swing so you can release the club. If you're going to hit chip shots, you can release what's called the bounce, the camber of the sole. You can use the clubs correctly. Again, why grip is critical, because if you don't grip it correct, if you hold it like an axe murderer, you're going to hit it like an axe murderer. It's not going to work for you. So first things first, to allow those movements, the connection points need to be there. See that? See those dots? Bottom of little finger and the crease. Same with this hand, the first crease on the index. Okay, they're your connection points. And the reason for those connection points, if you put it in the cradle, because that makes a little cradle. See that? Now you can move your wrists as you need to move them. Trust me. Don't hold it as if you're knocking nails in with a hammer. Hold it in the cradle. Make a cradle, stick the club in the cradle. That's step number one. You've got it in your cradle, you're standing parallel left to the golf ball, and you hit. But what happens, and I've seen it, guys get, for some reason, this way, and they love it, and I don't know why. And that, of course, causes shoulder to get high, left, and hitting big slices They've got some talent. I've already said these individuals that I'm talking to, I'm aiming at, they're sportsmen. They play, they can move, and they swing left, and the ball curves, and they lose a lot of distance, and they wonder why. And they back up. All sorts goes wrong. And they get, okay, what I have to do to straighten this up, I have to get this hand more on top, and they end up with what's called a weak grip. Now let's just explain weak and strong for a second there. You create a V shape. So you're going to have your cradle. You're going to imagine that this Golf Pride on my grip is underlined. And you're going to take that underline and you're going to go straight up your thumb. So that underline is going to go straight up Golf Pride. Underline the word Golf Pride, come to the top. Okay, that's where we're at. That creates a V shape. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? This thumb held tight against the first finger creates a V. There you go. There's your V, okay, with a pointer at the end. I want that pointer to go, when it goes on the underline of the Golf Pride, between shoulder and chin. Shoulder and chin with the pointer while holding it, cradling it, where the dots are, in the cradle. In the cradle with the left hand, underline the word, point it between shoulder and chin. How hard do you hold that? Well, you're not strangling it. You know, the old school teaching stuff would say, oh, holding a small bird. Never held a small bird in my life, to be honest. Maybe when I was at a Christmas fair or something with my kids, but you basically want to go, if 10 is as tight as you can hold it and 1 is letting go about 6, okay? Hold it about 6. Why does that matter? Because the tighter you hold it, your muscles will actually go shorter and more tense, more pressure. It's not going to work. So hold it around a 6. So you've got your left hand on. You've got your V shape. Bang, that goes between shoulder and chin. Perfect. And hopefully you can tell that this is frustrating me because this is the most important thing. Your next hand, and I'm not going to draw on this one because I don't have a glove, but you create a V with this hand. You do the same thing. Create the V. And the V goes simply back over, but now the V shape you create goes on top of your Golf Pride writing. Put it on top as if it's that V shape is on top of that like a hat, and you want that V shape with the arrow to point as well between chin and shoulder. Okay, there you go. That now gives you the perfect grip. Before I move on as to why you want them pointing there, check the underside out for me. That's called overlap. My hero as a kid, Nick Faldo, that's how he gripped it. You can point this finger into lock. Works for Tiger, works for Nicholas, no problem. Or, which I'll see a lot of beginners doing, this one. I don't love it. You can start with it if you need to be there. Just make sure you're holding it in the cradles. I don't love it. However, a little tip for you. If you're hitting chip shots, I've got a lob wedge here. If you're hitting chip shots, I actually do like that because it allows you, as you progress in your game of golf, allows that right hand, I've talked a bit about chipping videos, allows that right hand to release under and use the bounce. If you don't know how to use the bounce, which is the sole of that golf club, the camber, by holding it split-handed as a drill, allows you to get that noise. Hopefully you can hear that catching. Okay, so why point between shoulder and chin? Imagine I'm shaking hands with you, okay? Shaking hands with the screen. Relax your hands by your side. Shake with your left hand. Shake with your right hand. Your hand naturally falls. Look at the way my palms are naturally falling. They're naturally falling inwards towards my pockets. So if I've got the club face pointing square to the target, my hands naturally fall. Just lift them up, shake hands, lift them up, shake hands. Oh look, releasing the golf club, turning into the backswing. They're naturally falling. Put them together naturally. Put them on a golf club naturally. Oh, hold on a minute. Where's that pointing? between shoulder and chin. So when you stand there now to hit your golf shot, I haven't got to do anything funky, have I? I haven't got to manipulate. I'm not stood there with this hand really over the top thinking that that helps me stop it hitting off the left, and I'm all cockeyed. Perfect positions. Notice the shoulders, see that? Notice how I bring it in, and that's why I did left hand first for the right-handed golfer. Bring it in from around this microphone, bring it in from underneath, bring it in there. Elbow on rib cage. It's a rotational game. If I could be given $1 for every time I say that, it's a rotational game. It's not a pick up and swing left. It's not a stand like this and swing left. It is a rotational game. Square through the turf. The divot is square because the lie angle of the golf club, the way it sits, is perfect. If you struggle to get your hand and you keep going over the top, simply put an extra layer of tape on your grips. On this section, it's called 1.5 tapes on the tour, or 2.5 tapes, or 3.5 tapes. It means however many tapes you need on your left hand, put an extra piece on your right, and it'll stop you getting this way. So you can come more underneath where you need to be to allow yourself to be rotational. When you go to make these grips and put them on, you want a slight touch between fleshy pad and first finger. A slight touch, not too much, a slight touch. But this right hand, you can thicken it up if you want to for the right-handed golfer, if it stops me seeing you guys come at it like this, because it's thicker and you can think, okay, into my routine, boom, 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 parallel in there. Now look, my shoulders are good. I can hit a golf shot. That's the grip in a nutshell. That's where you need to be. Notice, cheeky trigger finger. See that? I'm not got it all bunched up. What am I doing? I'm not doing that. Trigger finger. Why? Why do I need a trigger finger? Why do I need to feel like I'm squirting some antibacterial spray, shooting a gun? Why are you doing that? Because when you get to the top, it's going to be control. It's going to be control of the golf club. That little cheeky trigger finger is going to give you control. The final tip when it comes to grips, because some people say to me, well, you know, I've seen such and such tour player grip it that way, which is called, when you get there, it's called weak. Why is it called weak? Look at the blade. If I let it go natural, let my hand fall naturally back to where it was, where it wants to be, the blade is open to the target, which means the ball's going to come off weak. If you put your hand on underneath, you let your hand fall naturally, target's that way, that's now left, it's called strong. You have to manipulate, Paul Azinger back in the day, to hit that. If you're going to grip it that way, great players have done it, it's not advised. Same with the left hand. If you go strong, that's now pointing there, right of my shoulder, face closed, vice versa. Bernard Langer, Latherbal with the weak left hand. Certain players have done it over time and they've done it very successfully to avoid certain golf shots. And if you get scared of missing a side, you can manipulate your grip. I wouldn't advise doing that. I'd advise getting your hands at the stage that this video is aimed at in this neutral position. Cradle, V shapes, point to shoulder and chin. Other one, come from under, V shape, trigger finger, shoulder and chin. It's simple. Connect them, pick which one you want to do, overlap, interlock. If you have to, start there, change it later. That's it, job done. Thicken the grip in the right hand if it feels uncomfortable. If you want to practice your chipping because you can't strike it, split your hands. That'll help you. Use the bounce. Another little chip for chipping even. Make this hand all the way strong. Make this hand all the way weak. Exaggerate, strong as you can go that it feels half comfortable, and that will allow you again to push that bouncing. Because think about it, if I do that, which effectively is what I'm doing, turn them both in, now they're working against each other because they want to go back to being neutral. Does that make sense? That one goes on strong, that one goes on weak. They're working against each other, and you'll see a really nice pop-up chip shot. Another tip for your chipping, manipulate it on the practice green and you'll use the bounce and push that bounce down into the turf and give you a good flight. It's the off season, it's the perfect thing to work on. Get it right, shot shaping, trajectory control, club control will all be easier. This is probably one of the most important videos I have put on, and I've gone back to the start because I'm seeing too many good athletes come into the game and think they can get away with it, not holding it correctly. Try it out, let me know how you go, and I'll keep bringing some more tips like this one.